It was January 1990, and two things were true in Leadville. Every downtown saloon was owned by a redhead, and the City of Leadville was installing new pavers along the downtown business corridor. Now, normally these two things wouldn't have anything to do with one another. But that year they did, and a showdown between City Hall and fiery bar owners was about to play out on historic Harrison Avenue. This story was written by Leadville journalist Kathy Bedell. It is narrated using AI technology and accompanied by images from her personal collection and the Planet Leadville archives. Walking down Harrison Avenue in downtown Leadville, it's easy to hear the footsteps of the thousands who strolled the same sidewalks. From the miners to the millionaires, everyone shared the same historic thoroughfare as they went about daily life. But like most independent-minded mountain folks, not all the bricks along Leadville's yellow brick road always align. Some street corners are easier to navigate than others. Other portions of the walkway are elevated, while others become low spots, turning into neighborhood ice rinks during snowy winters. But have you ever wondered why some of the historic gems on the avenue have brick pavers at their doorsteps, while others do not? Why does one particular building still maintain its wood-beamed boardwalk? This is the story of the pavers and sidewalks. Now, whether every detail happened exactly this way is open for discussion. However, it is reported here as discovered. And, like many worthy Old West tales, the facts and the folklore will continue to keep each other company for decades to come. But first, some backstory. Leadville's 1990 downtown streetscape project grew out of the community's efforts to reinvent itself following the Climax mine closure in 1982 and the EPA's Superfund designation in 1983. Historic tourism, preservation, and outdoor recreation became central to the town's economic future. Part of those efforts included installing new pavers from 9th to 3rd Streets, with the hopes of tying things together along the core downtown business district. The brick red and gray pavers were specifically chosen to match the historic Victorian aesthetic of downtown, while state and federal economic revitalization grants covered the massive foundational costs of the streetscape redesign. It didn't cover all the costs associated with the project. For that funding gap, the city created a special assessment district, thereby pushing some of the financial burden back onto Harrison Avenue property owners. Under this municipal mechanism, the charges were calculated based on the linear front footage of the property facing Harrison Avenue. If you owned a wider historic storefront, you faced a significantly higher bill than someone with a narrow building. However, forcing downtown merchants to pay thousands of dollars for fancy sidewalks caused plenty of heated city council meetings and local resentment. Some owners had to take out long-term city payment plans just to clear the tax lien placed on their buildings for the bricks. It was governmental overreach, and the Gingers didn't like it. Not one bit. In January 1990, every downtown bar was owned by a redhead. The Manhattan Bar, located on the corner of 7th and Harrison, was owned by the Cerise family, with redheaded Dave at the helm. Farther south at 4th Street, the historic Silver Dollar Saloon's proprietor was the one and only Patty McMahon. Miss Patty's fiery red hair matched her larger-than-life personality. Her portrait still hangs in her honor down at the Silver Dollar Saloon. The Pastime Saloon down on 2nd Street was owned by Roy Seamy and his wife Jerry, fondly known as Red by customers far and wide. While this historic State Street Saloon was not included in the paver project, the Gingers' loyalty to the cause ran deep, especially in Leadville's former red light district. Back up on Harrison and 4th Street sat the Scarlet, a redhead in her own right, owned by Rudy, another proud member of Leadville's Ginger fraternity, hanging on to what little hair he had left. Now, as the story goes, once those redheads calculated what it was going to cost them, they devised their own historic preservation plan, bringing together a cast of characters and script that simply could not play out today. For the Silver Dollar Saloon, preserving the wooden sidewalk in front of their 1879 architectural gem was paramount. These well-worn beams tell the tales of backroom deals and front-end frolic, all out of sight of passers-by. That sidewalk was staying. Across the avenue, Rudy held a similar sentiment concerning the flagstone sidewalk in front of the Scarlet. Frustrated with City Hall, those gingers circled their wagons and came up with their own historic preservation plan, the Red-Headed Revitalization Plan. Later, when asked how they were able to pull off such an endeavor, the answer was always the same. Pretty bartenders and good whiskey go a long way in Leadville. Always have. Always will. Back on the avenue, the revitalization work was moving along at a good clip. The crew had started at 9th Street on the west side and were moving south at a pretty good pace, block by block. But as the laborers reached West 4th Street, Operation Redhead Revitalization was ready for deployment. The crews were instructed to lay the pavers right up to the Silver Dollar's wooden beams, then skip over that portion of the sidewalk, picking up the brick pattern again on the other side. From that point, the crews would install the pavers to 3rd Street, then cross over Harrison heading north, but leapfrogging again when they came to the flagstones in front of the Scarlet. Could they pull it off? The bar owners felt confident in their historic preservation efforts, and so began the next part of the plan, getting city and county leaders out of town for the day. While tempers had settled down, city leaders were keeping an eye on the project. As part of an apparent treaty, a couple of the gingers invited the public sector out to the Placer, a wildly popular roadside restaurant located just across the county line in Granite. With a get them there early and keep them there late strategy, these hospitality experts had everyone full and happy by the time they headed back into town, avoiding the Harrison Avenue work zone. As the sun rose on the avenue that next day, it was clear to everyone that the red-headed historic preservation plan had been fully executed. Crews had several rows of pavers already installed in front of the bank and were headed north, brick by brick, until eventually reaching the building where it all began, Leadville City Hall. The fallout was bitter, with some grudges lasting until the grave. But in the end, those wooden beams and flagstone still hold true today as reminders that Leadville has always walked a delicate line between public ambition and private determination. Besides, if that doesn't work, pretty bartenders and good whiskey go a long way in Leadville. Always have, always will. That wraps up this special Planet Leadville feature. To view more videos, like and subscribe to the Planet Leadville YouTube channel. It's free. Until next time, thanks for watching.